on one hand, it's incredibly hard to collaborate because, everyone's got their own interests at heart. They can't see bigger than their own agenda, and rightly so, because they're doing things that they need to do, and that's important. Then equally, we've seen the other side of it, which is actually when people sort of step out of their little world for a bit and see that actually collectively they could do something much bigger and accept that they can't do it on their own, that's where the conditions for really good collaboration happen, where the interests are aligned, the outcome is something that everyone can buy into, the purpose is something that everyone shares. And that's still rocky as hell, because every time you do anything, let's say you're company X and your public sector Y, you've just been taught so differently that you don't have a language, you don't have tools, so you have to accelerate as much as possible through that and get to a point where everyone can understand each other. But that once that's all happened and people really, really do want to help, they want to help each other, they want to make things better. Most people given a choice will want to do the best thing they can. And I think everything's just lagging way behind the practice here. So there's groups doing this stuff and without ever being told to, linking up. The bit that really makes it work, I think, is a demanding common task. We've talked a lot about this idea of something really tough that you just know you can't do on your own, and the sitting alongside someone or being alongside someone and doing something that leads to something better than you could have either done before, almost builds a higher level of trust between you. And then once you've got that higher level of trust, you don't worry about contractual things or all of that rubbish. And it's almost like there's one world of business that's operating on sort of 19th century law, and there's another group of people who are operating just on humanity, human principles. It sounds a bit hippie, but it isn't. And we've seen and practiced and got it right and wrong in both of those scenarios. So I think that the stage that we feel that we're at is, the more that you can kind of put energy and momentum into that and create and the conditions so that people feel like they can contribute in those spaces, you can kind of work out the contractual bits and the legal bits afterwards. But it's not easy. I mean, we're building the Wild Network. That's 300 plus organisations in it. It's 6 or 7 organisations in the core of it at the moment. There isn't precedent necessarily set for that kind of very diverse, multi-level, multi-stakeholder. What organisational structure should that have? I mean, and I don't know. No one really knows.